I have been on Etsy for 16 months now, almost 1.5 years. I would be curious to know if you are either longer on Etsy or shorter on Etsy. Let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, I keep documenting month by month on Etsy because A, someone asked me to do that, and B, I love that idea. I actually love to document my own journey, to look back at and see how it went. And also, I think there are not enough videos out there where you can really see the ups and downs of running a digital product business, selling on Etsy. You always hear about all these amazing successes, which is great to hear, but you know, it's not always that easy. So it's important to have a message out there that it is hard work, and yeah, and sometimes it doesn't always go super well, and then it's important to be consistent and persevere. So yeah, in today's video we are going through all the numbers of my 16th month, which is actually August 2024. I joined in May 2023, and since then, you know, continued to sell digital products. And before we go into all the numbers, I actually created an ebook for beginners where you can learn everything about Etsy, from the mindset to the research to how to create your listings, what you need to do when you are on Etsy, you know, all the optimization for your listings. Every single detail is in that ebook. I believe it is over 150 pages. And it's not only something you read, you can also immediately take action, because it's half like a playbook and half a workbook. So you can really take action immediately. You will find a link down in the description below. And if you haven't started on Etsy yet, there's also a link in the description down below where you can grab your 40 free listings. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, I started my Etsy shop in May 2024, and since then I published 260 listings. I know this question comes up a lot, like how many listings do I have? And it's really a mix of like single PDFs I create and publish. There are some duplicates, and then there's also bundles because there's different keywords I'm like testing, or different titles. There's maybe like 1 or 2, sometimes 3 duplicates. But overall, I do have a lot of single PDFs published since I started back in May 2023. Subscribe to my channel, and let's jump to my computer and look at the numbers. Here we go. So here you can see my numbers. We will start with the visits. And this month in August 2024, it was 3,269 visits, which is still an increase of 47% compared to last year. So that is quite good. And I can also like switch on the comparison here. Yeah, you can see I got more visits compared to last year. And last year then I started in May. So May, June, July, August, it was my 4th month. So visits are fine. And then we go here to orders. We have 161 visits, which is actually 2 less than the last 2 months. So it decreased a little bit. I think it's one of my lowest since I really started, but still orders more than last year, 68%. You can see here a bit of a comparison, but it's not too far away, which is kind of like always a bit of a disappointment. You want to be the orders now, you know, double, triple, quadruple than it was really last year. So it's not a great month, I would say. It's one of my lowest months, but yeah, the conversion rate is 4.9, and you can see it's not such a big difference to last year. It is almost similar. So at least, you know, it is over 4%. The one rule I try to give myself is like to have a conversion rate of over 4%. And then here's already the revenue of 8,550 Swedish krona, which is about $837. So I didn't hit my 1,000 $1,000 like revenue. Although, you know, $1,000 is not even that much, but it's kind of my minimum I really want to hit, and I have not reached that. Although the revenue is much higher than last year, it increased by 118%. But yeah, it has been one of my lowest months. I think June was lower actually, but August, you know, was not very great. In August I had $380. So it is double than what I made a year ago. So that's a positive. But yeah, it's still not super satisfying, but I'm just showing you the real numbers, and I also have the intention to change that. So let's jump to my ads performance to see what's going on there. So here you can see an overview of my ads performance in August, and views we had 4,711, which is, you know, kind of like normal, I guess. But more interesting are the actual clicks, and I had 118 clicks. And here are 5 orders, and I just calculated actually what kind of conversion rate that is, and it's also a conversion rate of 4.2%, which is not too bad. But yeah, in general, I would say 5 orders are not that crazy, but then at the end of the day, I only spent $1 a day. Here we have the revenue, which is $40, and I spent $32. And you can see here every day I spent $1, with one little exception. So on the 5th of August, there's always a little exception, but it's not crazy this time. It's only $2 where I went up. And yeah, I mentioned it many times in other videos about Etsy ads, and I'm still very emotional. Like, I'm not really I'm attaching my feelings to the Etsy ads, and I have experimented a lot, and I don't see the real benefit in spending too much money on Etsy ads, although I feel like I could change my mind and try again. I also love experimentation, so I still feel like I will experiment with Etsy ads again. Maybe when there is a better season, like Q4 or maybe January, which was my best month actually. And it makes sense because I'm in the productivity space and people, you know, like to plan ahead. So maybe then it makes more sense for me when there's more interest to go up with my Etsy ad spend. But for now, I keep it that way. And last but not least, I just want to show you a little overview of what, you know, the last month looked like. So let's jump to the overview. And here you can see an overview from month 7, which was November 23, which actually I think was one of my best months ever, with over 11,000 visits. And now you can see this month is just over 3,000 visits. And you have to watch my videos to know why this number is very high, because there's a reason for it. But yeah, when you look a little bit at the orders, you know, 347 in November, kind of went down, and we are now in the hundreds, which is really devastating. But I'm really not hoping, but also working towards the change. Conversion rate is 4.3, which also is quite lower compared to, you know, January, February, March, when I actually had, around 6%. The revenue is 837, which we mentioned earlier. And then you can see my highest was probably in January with $1,750. So that's actually half at the moment. So at that time, I really thought, you know, it's just going up, but not everything goes just up. It can go also down, which is an evidence here. And then you can also see the profit actually, which I got paid out by Etsy. And there was a little mistake actually last time in my last video. I think I had a higher number here, but it's actually $750 as profit, and now it's a little bit less again. ad spend is very similar. Yeah, but you can also see, like, I had a few months where offsite ads really hit off and it really supported, you know, my overall shop and the sales I had. So, and I have no control over offsite ads whatsoever, which is such a shame, because obviously they worked quite well for me, especially in January and in April. But now there's a low number of 6 in the last months, 5, 4, 6. So we will see if that changes as well. But again, I don't have any control over this. This is all Etsy deciding to put your products out in the world with ads, and then you pay a percentage of it, which I find actually much better than Etsy ads, because for Etsy ads you pay for the click, but offsite ads you only pay a percentage once you made a sale. So yeah, this is an overview, 16 months in. Let's continue and see where this is going. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!